high-level data link control. Another encapsulation type for your WAN or your serial cable would be PPP, point-to-point protocol. PPP would be used whenever you're needing to go between different vendors across the same serial link, say for instance between a Cisco router and a Nortel router. And then of course another example would be frame relay, and a couple of protocols or a couple of standards that we could mention at layer 2 would be ISDN and ATM. Layer 3, the network layer, provides logical addressing which routers will use for path determination. So as opposed to the hardware address that you have here at layer 2, you have a logical address here at layer 3. Example of that logical address would be one protocol, IP, for IP address. The IP address would be a logical address. These logical addresses provide a hierarchy, a hierarchical approach to being able to determine exactly where a device is or exactly where a packet is destined to. So logical addressing, which routers use for path determination, that's another key word. Logical addresses for path determination to route, that's another key word, and packets, to route packets. Examples, as I mentioned, as far as protocols are concerned, would be IP, IPX, which is used by Novell, and a couple of others that we could mention would be AppleTalk, and you could also throw in an older protocol, DECnet. Part of the IP protocol suite would be ICMP, ARP, and RARP, Reverse Address Resolution Protocol, Address Resolution Protocol, and Internet Control Messaging Protocol. ICMP is what we use for ping messages. Probably all familiar with pinging a device for troubleshooting purposes. The transport layer provides us with reliable or unreliable transport of segments. Reliable or unreliable transport of segments. Now, why would I want unreliable transport if I could have reliable transport? This brings us to the topic of connection-oriented protocols versus connection-less protocols. So we'll just say connection and connection-less there. Connection-oriented protocols are reliable. In other words, they provide a few mechanisms built into the segment format, the header itself, that provide reliability, such as the sequence number and acknowledgement number, and also there's retransmission if a particular segment is not received. Unreliable communication is where the segment or the packet is simply sent without any acknowledgement. Reliable communication would be used in examples like file transfer or with email or something like that. An application that requires all of the data to be received in sequence and in order. Unreliable communication or connection-less communication would involve a real-time application such as streaming video or streaming audio. This type of application would not need an acknowledgement, nor would you want a retransmission. Examples of connection-oriented protocols would be TCP, Transport Control Protocol, and also SPX. SPX is used with IPX, of course, for Novell. And then an example of a connection-less protocol would be UDP, User Datagram Protocol. So that provides us with a look at the lower layers of the OSI model, referred to as the data flow layers. The data flow layers are the layers that routers and switches would be most concerned with. In this particular course, we're going to be focused most on the data flow layers for troubleshooting purposes and understanding how data is encapsulated between those layers.